Are you helping prepare the holiday meal is the question.
Yes, making a
kind of.
salad for people.
Buying things.
You know what? Praying over things. Just doing what you do best. Whatever is your lane, we want you to do that. Thank you so much for joining us for KARE 11 News at noon. Listen, the roads and the airports bustling today, and we'll get into that as it's in the busiest patch of traveling for the holiday week. We'll take a look at that. Cece, I know you've got your eye on President-elect Donald Trump's tariff plans.
I do. I'll walk us through the latest in terms of what countries he plans to target and how they're responding to his threats.
A lot of people have eyes on that, but first, let's talk about this weather.
Chilly, to say the least, but at least the wind isn't quite as strong as what it was this time yesterday. Temperatures right now ranging from the upper teens to lower 20s. Now, if you are north of the Twin Cities, you're likely dealing with quite a few low-hanging clouds, maybe even a few flurries, but from the metro southward, we are seeing more sunshine. 24 degrees right now, but again, that wind not nearly as strong. We've got a northwest wind between about 2 and 8 miles per hour. Lighter wind today, so that wind chill, it doesn't have as much of a bite as it did yesterday evening. Outside right now, we are seeing some of those clouds, but I do think we are going to see more sunshine than clouds for today. And you can see your hour-by-hour forecast looks like this. Temperatures will be staying below the freezing mark. Get this, for the first time this season. And you can expect temperatures like this basically for the rest of the week. And yes, that includes Thanksgiving and Black Friday. So the cold stretch really ramps up today. A few snow flurries are possible as we head into Wednesday and Thursday. And you think it's cold right now, but you just wait until we get to Black Friday and in the days beyond. A real push of Arctic air, single-digit wind chill values all weekend long. And we will have that brisk forecast for you coming up, Alexis.
Ben, thank you. Well, across the country, people are packing their bags, headed home to family for Thanksgiving, meaning that you can expect to see plenty of fellow travelers at the airport. Michelle Beck has some reminders from MSP.
This Thanksgiving is expected to be the busiest Thanksgiving ever in terms of air travel, and that's according to the TSA administrator, who also puts today and tomorrow within the top 3 busiest days in this holiday stretch.
That's why we're kind of going a little bit early, so to kind of beat everybody else, maybe.
It was the cheapest day, though, to fly. So that's why I chose Tuesday.
You really want to remember this for your travels. The White House now requires airlines to promptly give cash refunds without you having to ask. And these are not the vouchers and rules that varied from airline to airline. These automatic cash refunds are for when your flight is canceled or significantly changed and you don't want to continue with that ticket or be rebooked. You're also owed a refund if your bags are delayed 12 or more hours on a domestic flight. In these cases, a prompt cash refund would mean 7 business days for credit card purchases and 20 days for anything else. And this morning at MSP's Terminal 2, things have been busy, but nothing like what's to come. The TS administrator also puts the Sunday after Thanksgiving as the #1 busiest day in this holiday stretch. At MSP, Michelle Beck, KARE 11 News.
Michelle, thank you. And hey, let's talk about the roads. They might be busy as well, but gas prices still looking pretty good. AAA shows filling up will cost an average of about $45. You can see your lowest prices outside of the metro. If you're heading north, Aitkin is seen at $2.78, not too bad, as well as St. Cloud out west. Well, we have new video into our newsroom overnight of a pursuit in St. Paul that led to 2 crashes last night. State Patrol says that they tried to pull over a vehicle near I-94 and Highway 280 around 7, but the driver took off. The driver crashes into a car, then another near University. No one was seriously hurt. State Patrol says that the suspect ran from their vehicle and a St. Paul canine helped find him. He was arrested. Well, Metro Transit says their light rail trains are back in service following a crash in downtown Minneapolis last night. Metro Transit Police say it happened around 7:15 at South 5th Street and 3rd Avenue South. They say no one was seriously hurt. Well, as part of his upcoming term, President-elect Donald Trump says he's planning to begin new tariff against certain countries, including our neighbors. Today, they're responding with what we can expect if that becomes a reality. Cece, let's start with those tariffs. What will they look like?
Yeah, that's been a really big talker today. I mean, President-elect Trump says some countries will see those major tariff hikes starting right on January 20th. In a statement on Truth Social, Trump said one of the first executive orders he'll sign on his first official day in office will be to put a 25% tariff on all products coming in from Mexico and Canada. Trump says those tariffs will stay in place until the two border nations control illegal immigration and drugs into the U.S. Trump is also targeting China. He plans to enact a 10% tariff there on products coming into the U.S. to pressure the nation to reduce its fentanyl output.
China's economy right now is in the worst shape it's been since the 90s, maybe the 70s. I was just there a few weeks ago. They're deeply concerned about what an increase in tariffs from the United States would mean for their economy this time around. You're going to see offers from these countries. Why wouldn't Trump, in the weeks before he's president, throw that out? When they have an opportunity before he's president to say, no, 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 please, here's what we'll do for you.
That's a lot to take in. Have the three countries responded to the tariff threats?
Yeah, they have actually. Mexico hinted that it would impose its own tariffs to retaliate against any Trump tariffs. Leaders in Canada say the tariffs would be, quote, devastating to workers and jobs in both the U.S. and Canada. We're told that within hours of Trump's announcement, Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada, reached out to Trump. Their discussion was described as constructive. And a spokesperson for the Chinese embassy in Washington said, quote, no one will win a trade war or a tariff war.
Lots to talk about. Cece, thank you for breaking that down for us. The White House says the Bidens will attend Donald Trump's inauguration in January. President Biden previously said he would attend no matter who was being sworn in. Trump did not attend Biden's inauguration in 2021, breaking a 150-year tradition. Well, the state's largest school district is moving forward with a plan to help reduce its $26 million deficit. Last night, the Anoka Hennepin School Board approved the cuts. The discussion started months ago and includes the deepest cuts at the central office, about 200 jobs right away. But the move protects teachers for now. Further reductions will have to happen in another year, which will likely include staff and programming. The board is hoping it can take more time to consider those cuts and hope changes within the legislature will lend itself to more funding.
I think all 6 of our board members do share an interest in doing what they think is best for kids. And when we have a tie, what does it do? It forces them to keep working through it. There were 5 votes tonight, but they finally got to a solution. So it may take more time and conversation, but I'm proud of them for getting to a decision because we do need to move forward.
Anoka Hennepin is one of dozens of districts across the metro facing huge deficits, blaming inflation and high teacher contract settlements and the end of pandemic relief funds. Well, heads up to anyone with Medicare, your plan could be changing here in Minnesota. Starting in January, 6 healthcare providers in the state, including Allina, Avera, and Essentia, are opting out of Humana's Medicare Advantage plans. Allina says the changes will not impact Humana's pharmacy plans or group retiree plans. State officials encourage anyone who may be impacted to research other options. The Medicare open enrollment period for 2025 ends next week. Meanwhile, the Biden administration is announcing a plan to expand Medicare to cover pricey weight loss drugs. That means for some people, the out-of-pocket costs could drop by 95%. It could come with a cost of $35 billion over 9 years. Still unclear who will be eligible and how much the plan would cost people, or if it will be finalized before Biden leaves office in January. Well, if you have a doctor's appointment at Health Partners locations around the Twin Cities, you may come across an employee picket. They began around an hour ago. The OPEIU Local 12, along with SEIU Healthcare Minnesota, filed intent to picket. Local 12 members work at the front desks, along with back office support, and SEIU members work in direct patient care. They'll be at 31 different locations today through the afternoon.